Disclaimer. We are interested in everything and experts in nothing. We enjoy learning, but get it wrong sometimes. We mean no disrespect, and if we mess up, kindly correct us. Let's take this ride together, unless your intention is to cause harm or distress, in which case, with utmost haste, fuck right off.
Okay, so I'm Sarah.
I'm Roxana.
And it's my turn this week.
Ooh, yes.
And I'm going to take a hard left turn.
Okay.
You're not even going to see this coming.
Probably not.
No, it's no, you're not going to see this coming.
Okay.
So you know how we tend to start our research on an episode following some kind of like why on earth moment in our head?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, this is one of those.
Okay.
We're going to talk about kudzu.
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 The invasive vine in the South?
That's the one.
Okay. So this is what I know about kudzu, and take it with a grain of salt because this was my father's explanation. Now, he wasn't being purposefully dad jokey about it, but he said that originally it was brought over to try and contain the overgrowth away from the roads, and then it just kind of took over.
No, but
okay. So I'm just saying that's what dad said.
No, but I see where he was going. He's not completely off base, but also no, that's not it.
Okay, fair. Dad, you were wrong about something.
So this actually came up because I recently went down to Tennessee and visited my mom.
And it's everywhere.
It is everywhere. And there were a couple of times I'm driving down these roads and I'm like, those vines are really fucking close to the road. Like, what if they just tried to grow over the road? Like,
do they?
I don't think so, based on my research, but that's what started everything.
Okay, so kudzu, invasive plant.
Yes. So the Latin name is
it's Latin.
Pueraria montana. Pueraria. Pueraria. Pueraria montana.
I should get my son in here. He took 3 years of Latin.
I took Latin, and puer means boy, but I don't think pueraria is related. And also, I was not prepared for how hard that would be for my tongue to pronounce.
And also, Montana?
I go there. Wait.
Okay.
So, first of all, it is an Asian vine. Often found in Japan and China.
Yes.
And it has, in fact, become invasive in the American South. Now, Montana means mountainous in Latin.
Oh.
So
okay, that's fair.
Both just named after mountains.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm following.
Yeah, the vine's not named after the state. They just both are named after mountains.
So Boy Vine Mountain.
Well, no, but sure.
I'm going with it. Boy Vine Mountain.
Go with it. It's fine. Its nicknames include the mile a minute vine or the vine that ate the South.
Yes, absolutely. That is the name of this episode. The vine that ate the South.
It is semi-woody with alternating oval leaves. And
does semi-woody mean when like the vines themselves are kind of like,
think like grapevines, yeah,
like mulchy-ish feeling?
Yeah, it's like when they get older and they become kind of, wood-like. But
okay,
they still bend like a vine, but think grapevine. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. All right, cool.
Yeah. The vine has sweet-smelling purple or red flowers, which will begin to bloom after the vine is 3 years old.
I didn't know that. I've never seen flowers on them.
Yep.
Okay.
So, kudzu was introduced to the United States in 1876, primarily as a novelty ornamental plant.
Oh shit.
Well, it did not become a problem initially.
Okay. Till somebody left their greenhouse door open.
No, it's so much better than that.
Okay, good.
Um,
Is this like a Seymour moment? Like, this is the Audrey 2, and then it starts eating people? Okay,
no.
you're really excited. Let's go.
Yeah. So that changed in the 1930s.
Okay.
Now, painting the picture a little bit,
Okay.
this was the era of the Dust Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was the name given to the drought-stricken central plains of the central US from Texas to Nebraska.
Yep.
Now, that could be an entire episode and probably
Yes,
will be
that
at some
does
point.
need to be an entire episode, dude. It's so fascinating.
Yes, but the takeaway here is that the Dust Bowl was a major driving force in the efforts to combat soil erosion.
Okay. I'm
And
with you.
the Soil Conservation Service began to promote kudzu as a solution to soil erosion and encouraged planting the vine.
Oh no.
Mhm.
Oh no. Okay.
So
All right.
the Soil Conservation Service grew over 70 million seedlings.
Oh shit.
And offered farmers who were not really interested in this vine, by the way, because it took too long to establish. It's difficult to harvest. Yes, it is edible.
I was gonna say, like, what the hell do you harvest it for?
It is edible. Yep. And doesn't really survive sustained grazing by livestock.
Okay.
So they're not
Okay,
really
so I could see how farmers wouldn't be interested.
They're not interested, but because they're trying to combat soil erosion,
They'll do anything.
offer farmers incentives to plant it
Okay.
of $8 per acre.
Per acre of kudzu?
Yes. So they pay them $8 per acre to plant kudzu on that acre. Now, converted to today's money, that's over $140 per acre. And let's also remember that the Great Depression was from 1929 to 1939. So that's playing a role in here too.
Absolutely it is. Okay.
Yeah. So for 20 years, what we end up with is all these farmers planting kudzu because it's supposed to help with soil erosion, and they're getting paid to do it in an era when money is particularly scarce.
Okay, so I'm following all of their logic, the farmers at least.
Yes. It was touted as a miracle vine which would revitalize these struggling farms.
I'm going to guess it did not do that.
Kudzu was also planted along roadways as a way to cover up the unsightly rocky areas that ran alongside the roads, typically because they were blasting their way through mountains and shit. But
okay, fair.
Yeah. By the 1950s, the Soil Conservation Service quit pushing the vine, and
because they realized it didn't do shit.
It didn't really help. Yeah, it wasn't helping much. And farmers gave up trying to cultivate it because they were never able to do so profitably, and government incentives had ended. So you're no longer paying me to put it in, and I can't hardly get anything out of it to sell.
All right, that's fair. So
they quit doing that. So what they did at that point then was anywhere that it had been planted by the farmers, kudzu actually quickly failed and was overtaken due to livestock grazing.
Right.
Or farmers simply plowed it over and replaced it with profitable crops.
Okay, fair. I'm following.
Yeah.
How did that mean that it exploded in the South?
However, along the roadsides, neither of those things occurred.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very few cattle just wandering around highways having a munch.
Exactly. So in these areas, especially, kudzu has grown at its full potential, which is, believe it or not, a rate of 1 foot per day.
I actually do believe it, because in certain areas, it is so overgrown. Like, you feel like you're going back to like the protozoan era, because everything is just covered in vine and just hanging. And yes, I absolutely believe that.
Yeah. Also, a mature vine has a length of about 100 feet.
I could believe that as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, unchecked, this vine can overrun native species, choking them out and depriving them of sunlight.
Clearly.
Clearly. However, I did read some mixed reports on just how much of a risk this is.
Okay.
Kudzu is an invasive species. However, apparently one of its primary predators, the Japanese kudzu bug, has also hitched a ride over with its favorite meal and has been enjoying some hearty snacking.
I was gonna say, there's no way it didn't hitch a ride. If there's something called the kudzu beetle.
Oh yeah, it's found its way over here and it's having its own special feast.
Yeah, I think it
So,
would.
an article in Smithsonian Magazine written in 2015 suggested that the plant's threat to the southern ecosystem is perhaps more myth than fact.
Okay.
Some experts have said that the kudzu myth may in fact be the good news, though, as
Okay.
it's a very tangible and visible reminder about just how damaging invasive species can be.
I mean, that's true. If you look anywhere on the side of the highway driving down to Tennessee,
It's
everywhere.
kudzu everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
But I also read, I didn't put this in there, but I remember it, that beyond like that initial like roadside, whatever, it really doesn't penetrate the forests very far.
Okay, so
and that-
really,
Yeah, when they
Okay.
look at like the total acreage covered, it's actually nowhere
Minimal.
near as prevalent as it looks like it is, just because it's everywhere we can see as we drive through.
right. Which that area would be, I would think, pretty much barren if it's like rock and crag from blasting roads and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what could really grow there easily.
I mean, some stuff does, but at 100 feet per vine, it doesn't really stay there.
No.
It does expand, but they said it doesn't go as far as you would think it does. So,
Okay.
anyway. But okay, how do we get rid of kudzu?
We don't.
So Purdue University says that consistent weeding, mowing, and grazing by cattle and goats, for example, will eventually overcome the vines that are in small patches.
Okay, but the entire South is not a small patch.
Larger areas would need to be cut down as close to the ground as possible, and then they recommend treating that with herbicides, which personally I don't really love, because
I
to me
don't
that
love
feels
that
like
idea.
taking a flamethrower to the area and then just hoping the native species wind up on top. Like,
Yeah, I feel like that's going to end up making something way worse.
now, as far as eating kudzu, believe it or not, a real quick Google search will provide several recipes, which really run the gamut.
Well, I mean, if
we-
they started taking over kind of around during the Depression and it's edible, I'm not shocked, man.
So the leaves are often sauteed.
Okay.
Flowers can be made into jams, jellies, and candies.
I'd really
And
love to see a kudzu flower because I have never seen one.
I should probably get one for the website then.
Yeah.
And roots can be baked and eaten much like potatoes.
Really? So they're kind of like tubers.
Yeah,
They're a
they also
tuberous
said
vine.
something about grinding it into a powder, and there's a use for the powder too, and I don't know what. But literally, it's like recipes all over the place for things to do
That's
with
pretty
kudzu.
cool.
Yeah.
We should contact, what is it, the Black Forager on TikTok and be like, hi, can you please tell us if we can eat kudzu? And if so, how?
Yeah. I think she's in Ohio though, and
She is, but if
I
she
don't think
takes
we
a
have
trip to
kudzu in Ohio
Tennessee,
yet.
we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah, it's not here yet.
I think it's too
Yes.
cold.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know either.
That's it. Real short and sweet, but I got curious. So
Yeah, I want to know what the flowers look like because I think in all the years that I've driven down to Tennessee, either as a passenger or as an adult, always seen the kudzu, never seen a flower.
so that's just a real quick search.
Oh, they're pretty.
Aren't they? They actually are. Like I could see why that would have been an ornamental thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
100%.
pretty.
But
Although, yeah, all I think of is like the Jurassic look that the sides of the highways have.
yeah, it does look terrifying.
Yeah.
But then let's see. Kudzu. 46
Kudzu
easy and
tea.
tasty kudzu
Damn.
recipes. Look, can't beat them, eat them. I love that, actually.
That's actually fantastic. Can't
How to
beat him,
cook
might
and
as
eat
well eat it.
kudzu. Yep,
I love it. I love it.
kudzu, kudzu, kudzu. It's
Kudzu.
everywhere.
I'm for it, man.
So
What does
yeah,
it taste like? Did you?
I don't know, actually. That's a
That was on the
great
Google
question.
thing. That was on the Google thing. Is what does kudzu taste like? I wonder if it's.
Oh, well, let's go read it. Oh, what does kudzu taste like? You're right. Kudzu has a mild spinach-like flavor.
Okay.
And Wilson, whoever Wilson is, says that it absorbs other flavors well. Kudzu flowers may hold the most uses for those looking to get something tasty out of the vine. Oh, okay. Yes, kudzu has flowers. They're small and purple and blossom beneath the leaves, which is why they're not easily noticed.
That's why we don't see them.
Thank you, AJC.com.
All right then.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's fun.
So, that's it. I was just driving down the road. I don't even remember what we were doing. Oh, I think we were coming back from antiquing. We'd gone antiquing. And yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere down there.
It is everywhere, but it was just like it was so close to the road that it was like over the white edge line. And I'm like,
oh dang.
What if it just tries to grow over?
Then you're screwed, man. Because if those two sides connect, we're done.
Yeah,
we
but I
need
feel
an
like
army of goats.
Yeah, I feel like maybe on like back streets that's a risk, but major highways, if grazing will kill it, I imagine traffic would. So
yeah, that's true.
That made me feel a little better.
That's fair. You wouldn't get taken over by a vine.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all I had. So
all right.
If you enjoyed the podcast, give us a like, share, subscribe on any platform. You can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Our Trivial Obsessions. We're on Twitter at Our Trivial Pod. We have a website, www.ourtrivialobsessions.com. That's where you're going to find our episode references and bonus materials. And you can email us at randomqueensobsess@gmail.com. Random.
Because we are.
Queens.
Because we are.
Obsess.
Because we do.
So you can email us there with any topic requests for a future episode or anything you want to add to the conversation. And with that, we will see you next week.